Hey, I'm DrBeth.com, and compassion is the key to life. And I happen to have the 10 keys to compassion. Compassion has 10 letters, 10 keys in compassion. And we're going to start with key 1, which is compassion. So let's go into it. Let's dive in. Compassion, let me start with, it's not compassion for other people. It's not even compassion for the planet. It's not the Christian religion, be nice to others. Well then, Dr. Beth, what is it? It starts with, so we can have all of that, it starts with falling madly in love with you right where you are. That's key 1. Falling in love with what is, giving yourself permission to feel the raging waters, giving yourself permission to feel the fire in your relationship, giving yourself permission to feel the guilt and the shame and the shadows and the gloom and the cloudy days. With love. What a concept. Where we actually get from our wise self to be held and loved in all of our feeling, exactly where we are. And that's how you find compassion for others. That's where we'll bring it to the planet. So key 1, compassion, falling in love with what is right now. And then we got key 2, C-O. So O stands for own your story. O stands for, how's that story working for you? O stands for, what is the story you're living you into? What is the story you're living your family into? What is the story you're living your neighbors into? What are you telling yourself, and do you want to be right? And I'm going to ask you a question. Are you willing to be wrong in order to have it all? Are you willing to be wrong about everything that you've ever believed that might actually get you what you want? So, key 2, own your story, baby. Own your story. Let that story work for you instead of sabotaging your life, the planet's life, and everybody else's life. Be willing to be wrong. Key 3. Key 3 is mirror, 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 mirror. If you spot it, you just may got it. So with mirror, mirror, one of the ways I like to play with this key is what I'm seeing in others that I love. I'm like, oh yeah, that's me. That's my mirror. If somebody says something beautiful to me like, I love you, Dr. Beth, you're amazing. Well, they might not say all that, but anyway, if they said something good about me, I would say, mirror, mirror. So I would receive, 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 and then I would give back the reflection of their projection. So that's the positive side of mirror, mirror. If you don't like what's going on in your life, you might want to look at the reflection of what's going on inside and see if you're willing to own the mirror of the turbulence. Have you ever had a day when you're going through life and everybody honks at you and everybody's shooting you the bird and everybody's giving you hell? What's going on the inside? Are you feeling it? Ugh! Or all that happens and you're like, hey, love you, baby. So are you taking that reflection that is coming off of you, and if you're triggered by it, it might just be yours. C-O-M-P. P for playful messy, baby, playful messy. So when you go through C, O, and M, you're probably going to have a little bit of a mess going on. So you're supposed to love everything that's happening that you don't. You're supposed to look at your story. You're supposed to look at all your mirrors. This can make your head go crazy, cuckoo. So that's when key 4 comes in. No shoulds. No should monsters. There's no way to do this wrong. What if we actually had profound play with everything that's happening and we just got into the mess and we're willing to look at, with curiosity, what actually could be perfect and divine about what is. So P is for profound playfulness. Profound playfulness. You got any of that in you? And now we're all the way up to key 5. Key 5 is affect. You may not know that this word. It's very clinical, affect. Key 5 is feeling your feelings, naming them out so you don't act out. That's one of my songs. Feel those feelings and name it out so you don't act out on somebody's head. So with affect, it's so critical to feel those feelings and let them flow. Let them flow. They'll go, you know. If you're attached, that's what keeps it around you. If you're able to love up, go back to compassion. Compassion has to be in all the keys. If you can love up what is coming up in the feeling, it'll just flow. Go with the flow, baby. Go with the flow. So now we're all the way up to 6. Key 6, self-care. Decadent self-care. Now, I'm not talking about just normal self-care. Don't forget to brush your teeth. Don't forget to take a bath. Don't forget to whatever. I'm not talking about that kind of self-care. I'm talking about decadent self-care. I'm talking about loving up your emotional inner states. Let's talk about the little 3-year-old, the little emotional young part of yourself. Do you just kick yourself in the butt constantly? Go, get out there, shine, go. That little character that is pushing you out from under the covers, that's your super 7-year-old. And that's the part that's trying to be perfect and get it right and be the smartest and the best and everything. And then the inner teen comes along and says, take a chill pill, baby. Take a chill pill. Relax. Chillax. And what do those 3 emotional inner states need? So maybe your 3-year-old just needs to be in your arms and cry. Maybe your super 7-year-old needs some brags. How about that? How about actually giving yourself some credit for all you've accomplished in life? And maybe your inner teen needs a break. Stop that drive. So decadent self-care can actually be inner self-care, where I take care of me. And the more I take care of me, the more decadence I give myself, the more I care about the planet, the more I care about my family, the more I care about life and living. If I am feeling emotionally abused, like inner child abuse, and if I'm feeling like I just can't get it right, I'm not safe in my own body, and this does not feel authentic. This just does not feel raw and real to me. That part of you will self-sabotage your life. So decadent self-care is absolutely essential as we're going through the keys to compassion. Key 7. Key 7 is self-trust. So if anybody out in the world is saying, follow me, I have all the answers, run. If anybody in the world says, I know what your inner 3-year-old needs, I know what your super 7-year-old needs to be successful, I know what your inner teen's passion is, I can tell you your life's purpose, run. Self-trust is bringing all of these concepts to what is my truth. And again, Be willing to be wrong about everything in order to have exactly what you want, in order to find out what does feel safe for me, my little 3-year-old. How do I get to win with myself, your super 7-year-old? And what is my authentic, passionate, powerful, what am I supposed to do in the world? But you can't do that unless you feel safe. And you can't move to your super 7-year-old until you feel like it's worth doing. If you just keep failing and being criticized and being made bad and wrong, either by others and you swallow the medicine, or by yourself, you have no self-trust. So again, these concepts are crazy. They're uncommon common sense, but hang with me. If you can't trust you, you can't trust the planet. And if you can trust you, you can be with anyone, anytime, anywhere. That's how it works. Key 8. Let's have a moment. Key 8. This is the spiritual symbol. And this is a spiritual key. This is a key that goes from the inside out. It can come from the top down. It can come from the bottom up. You can actually even see the reflection, like mirror, mirror, and see, where do I need to love myself even more? So intrinsic, key 8, intrinsic into extrinsic, internal into external. It's like doing the work inside and then turning it out into the world. So if you are looking to change your kids, if you're looking to change your spouse, if you're looking to change anything, basically anything outside of this little parameter right here, good luck now, you hear? It just don't work. So if you change the internal aspect of yourself, you might get to see the magic of the transformation of what you live your life into. So intrinsic into extrinsic. It's kind of a woo-woo key, and it's one of the most powerful keys. Key 9. Key 9, organize your village. Organize your village. Now, most people would think, okay, so I need to do my little super 7-year-old village. I need a support system. I need an accountability coach. I need to get into church. I need to sign up for the AA meeting. I need to get all these things that you put on your to-do list in organizing your village. This is a different type of organizing your village. This is organizing your inner 3-year-old's village. So what does your inner youngest part of yourself need to feel safe? Who's around you that sees the greatness in you even when you're snotting all over yourself? Who loves you then? That's somebody you want in your village. Who sees your greatness when you've forgotten? That's who you want in your village. Who believes in you when you've forgotten to believe in yourself? And when you have a story that you're telling about how bad you are, or about how bad your kid is, or about how bad your spouse is, who will not believe your stinking stories? That's who you want in your village. If you're just looking for people that will keep you right where you are, go find people that'll just get on your victimizer bandwagon and stay right in the mess. If you want to transform it, get a village that believes in you. Get a village that holds you accountable to the highest, greatest, grandest version of yourself and entertain. Get a village that's fun. For goodness sake, fun. This world is too significant, too serious. We're trying too hard to do it right. Let's play. Let's have some fun. Get a village that moves you in that direction. I double dog dare ya. All right, here we go. You made it all the way to key 10. 10. So 10 is K, little k, and then a big N, and a big O, and then a little W. Key 10, know your boundaries. And when I say boundaries, this is probably not what you're thinking about. Boundaries is not saying, I cannot handle the way you're disrespecting me. My boundary is you cannot talk to me this way. My boundary is I'm not listening to those words. My boundary is out there trying to control your environment. How's that working for you? So boundaries are getting on your own porch. And when I talk about getting on your porch, I'm talking about in your own sphere of influence. Because if I'm walking onto somebody else's porch and I'm taking their inventory and I'm telling them what to do, when to do it, how to do it, where to do it, I bet you $1 million, I only bet $1, but I bet you $1 million they're going to defy you. They're going to rebel. So sometimes in setting a boundary, we actually give somebody a double dog dare. So instead of trying to control someone else, the know your boundaries is the internal boundaries. Like no shooting on myself. That's an internal boundary. No shooting. Another Dr. Beth, nobody gets to be wrong, not even me. That's a boundary. Nobody gets to be wrong, not even me. Another boundary. If I knew better, I would do better. So anytime something comes up in my head that is criticizing me or receiving somebody else's criticism, I'm doing the best I can with everything I've got in this young emotional state. So maybe it's not my greatest Dr. Beth moment. Maybe it's not for the marketing material. And I got to have compassion, so much love and compassion for where I am right in this moment. So remember this, those of you with teenagers, I can't say yes without an option to say no. I cannot say yes to your face and tell you my truth unless I can say no to your face. And one of my favorite songs is, my name is no, my sign is no, my number is no, you need to let it go. So when you're setting a boundary, make sure your boundary is within your sphere of influence. And if you're getting rebellion, you might want to look at all the other keys. That may be what's causing some of the crisis and some of the chaos and some of the raging waters and all the other things that you may be experiencing on the planet. So that's a wrap. Those are my 10 keys to compassion. And I truly believe from the bottom of my heart, if we don't learn to have compassion for ourselves, we will never heal the divide in the waters of our relationships, in the rage in the planet. This will transform everything that we want to live into. With that in mind, I double dog dare you to shine. I double dog dare you to embrace this process of what it is that you want to bring to the world. Where are you ready to step out? And maybe it starts with just loving yourself. If that's the case, come find out how. DrBeth.com. If you already love yourself, take the Double Dog Dare Challenge and let's bring it to the world. Let's create groups. Let's shine, baby, shine. If you want to find out more about all my programs, very prolific by the way, come to DrBeth.com.